Hello, welcome back to another episode of the GSD show. I'm your host, Mike Garcia, and today I'm here with Ulpiano from Gracie Baja in Houston. Ulpiano, welcome to the show. So I got to tell you guys before we get started why I decided to do this, because I didn't plan on doing this. I came to Houston for work, for other reasons. We were doing testimonial videos for some of the clients that we work with, meeting some franchise owners that we work with, and Flavio, the CEO of Gracie Baja, told us about Ulpiano and his school and how awesome they are. So I decided to come by. I was blown away. I immediately started taking video and I sent it to my wife of the school because it's a lot bigger than the ones that we actually go to back home. And I was very impressed. And so then Ulpiano walks in the door. He got stuck in traffic, so I got to see the school before I saw him. And he's a badass. He's very competitive. I love the way he talks. He said he wasn't smart, but that was a lie. So sometimes he lies, but he's very, very smart. So I said, I got to interview you. I've got to let the world hear how you think. So now you're here, and now we're doing the show without any notice. I'm sorry, McKenna. You got no notice, but welcome to the show.
Thank you. Again, I came here today. I didn't even know. Actually, I have a friend of mine. The guys went to visit before. He called me, hey, you're going to meet this guy? I said, yes, but I don't know exactly what they want because it was a request from Flavio and David. I think they want to record the classes, how I run the classes. And then we start to talk, and then you mentioned about the show. And I'm happy, to be able to maybe inspire the other ones or maybe my story, people get interested and, get better,
It's kind of like a blind date. Flavio told you to meet me, Flavio told me to meet you, and now we're here. Neither one of us knew why we were meeting, but now I know why. No, you're doing a lot of really good things, and I think this industry, fitness and wellness in general, has a hard time with connecting people that know the craft with people that know business and getting that person to really run a great business of the craft. Some people just use it as a hobby. You said that earlier, and you're right. And I think in Gracie Baja, it's a great model. It's a great program. It's a great workout. My kids love it. But you are doing something a little bit more special here. And I wanted to know more about that. So how did you learn business, or where did you go? Because you didn't start, there's no way you started this way. What did you do before Gracie Baja?
In Brazil, things are a little different.
So you were in Brazil?
I was in Brazil.
Okay.
And in 2003, I decided to change my life. In Brazil, I was from a middle class, not a rich family, but then I struggled, know. But compared to the other ones in Brazil, I went to private school, all this stuff. So I have a good friend of mine, my neighbor, door to door, and he said, let's go fight UFC, let's go to compete, we're going to beat everybody. I said, you know why? Let's go. So he moves first. So after maybe a year that he moves, I move. So end up that I didn't actually fight in UFC. I was not involved with a lot of fights or anything, either him. So life guided us in a different way, and I end up working a nightclub as a bouncer. So I can work at nighttime, and then I can compete and train my jiu-jitsu life, which is zero money involved. It was just a passion, okay? So a few years later, Master Carlos and Professor Márcio Feitosa, they moved to Orange County, where actually I work on a bouncer, to open the first Gracie Baja. They have some American investor, and they opened the Gracie Baja. So for some reason, the business didn't do well, like the partnership. So they broke up, and then they actually moved to industrial area, little tiny school, and they need help. And then Flavio moves to be the program director.
Flavio, the CEO.
Flavio, the CEO today, he was a program director teaching an intro class, one by one. And because I was in America longer than that, I have a good credit, all this stuff. I was helping them how to buy a car, how you buy your first car. If you need, I can put on my credit, because I was right here longer. So actually was not planned about how I ended up to open this, was not planned or anything. So back home, if you don't go to, college, it's a shame for your family. So in Brazil, it's very common if you're middle class, you're going to school. So I went to a business school in Brazil. So working as a bouncer, I met a guy. They say, let's open a business, let's open a gym. So he opened with me. But actually, he didn't put any money. I put everything on my credit card. So after 2 months, I say, "Where's the money?" He didn't give me the money. He don't have the money.
Yeah.
So I went back to Márcio and Flávio and say, "Can you lend me $10,000?
Yeah.
Because this guy didn't put the money and I have to run." It's the first school that opened back in Santa Ana, California. Little tiny school, 1,500 square feet. So I ended up becoming partners of Flávio and Márcio, and the another guy that runs the Gracie Baja, Marco Antonio. They invest the money and I start work for them, and Flávio and Márcio was my managers. So everything that I do, I have to report to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know Flávio really well. He's super organized.
Yes.
You know, so I have to kind of, adapt my style to meet their requirements, because I have to do reports every other week. How many money we collect, how much we spend. And then from that one, I learned how to be organized.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then later on, that school become a larger school for the size. We have like 180 students and a very little thing. I said, man, something that I do right here works, because I'm taking the milk from a rock. This place on a low-income city in Orange County, which is Santa Ana, I was able to be one of the biggest ones. So I said, something that I do is correct. In 2010, my wife got pregnant. And I said to Flávio and Márcio, "Hey, I have to figure out something, because be a partner, then it's not enough money, it's too small, I can't support my family." So my idea was, maybe they're going to buy me out or something. They put me to talk to Master Carlos. Master Carlos take me to Whole Foods, make me buy expensive juice for me and for him. At the time, I don't have money. It was my whole money. And I told my wife, "Hey, this guy going to give me the money. He's going to solve my problem. He's my teacher." So I get there. We have a conversation. And on the end, he say, "You want my advice? You want to succeed in life? Move to Texas." But he didn't give me the money. So I went home. My wife, "So what? You got the money?" I say, "No, actually, I lost the money for the juice." And he said to me to move to Texas. She said, "What? Move to Texas?" And at that time...
Where were you living at the time?
California.
California, okay.
Me, Flávio, we all live over there. Okay. So moved from California to Texas. My wife doesn't want to do it, but it's no optional. So somehow my father-in-law, because I said, I'm going to find a partner. The guy going to be in the investor. I will, I'll work and I will pay him back. My father-in-law said, why? How much you need to open a school? I say, X amount of money. I say, your wife, my daughter, will be your partner. You guys work, you guys keep the money. I'm going to help you guys to start. So at that time, I feel obligated to succeed because he lent me the money. If I fail, how am I going to explain to my father-in-law that I failed?
Right.
So now I move into Houston. I don't know one person. I don't have one friend. I don't have one student. And I'm not watching. I'm in trouble. But I always believe that I'm better than everybody. I said, no, I'm going to beat everybody. I'm going to prove to the other ones that I'm good. So I opened that school, and I worked day and night, me and my wife, non-stop. And we super organized. I followed everything that the franchise told me, and I put something extra things that I believe that could help me on the business as organized. Like my wife has forms for everything. We have forms right here for everything. If you say to me, I broke my finger, I have a form for a broken finger. I have forms for everything. And that makes me be organized and create the data where I can track my students and figure out, okay, this type of guy right here is a lawyer. Okay? Most common injury on the lawyers that make them quit is the black eye. Because I have the forms for everything. You want to freeze your account, the reason, I got a black eye. I want to freeze why? Because I'm traveling. So I was able to generate enough data to realize and provide the service for each person what they need. But I'm doing this was not something that somebody taught me, but I say, this guy always cancel. So next time that the lawyer camera here, I'm going to put him in the black belt. They say, go easy. So he don't quit. But this actually makes the school become better because the guy feels comfortable. He comes here, he trains with the black belt calls him by name. Wow, the guys know my name. And you create a good environment, and the rest was kind of story. So that school in 1 year, I put 300 members.
300.
And 2,500 square feet.
Your first year?
My first year.
2,500 square feet?
Yeah. And then
Wow.
I decide we have to expand. And at that time, I couldn't rent another place. So I have, on the same mall, if you see a picture behind you, I have 2 locations on the same mall. Look, the one on the top. This one, I have 2 locations on the same mall.
There, a chiropractor you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I opened 2 locations because I say, man, I'm doing something right.
The chiropractor wouldn't move.
They wouldn't move. Yeah. It's no access. I have to build everything again. New build out, new bathrooms, new anything. So we stayed there, and then I match the leases to expire at the same time. Mm-hmm. So we reach 500 students, which at that time was not something normal.
No, I know.
And the reason we reached that number, because I'm a crazy person, and I put class almost every hour. Why? Because I want to find a date at which times are better. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to put almost every hour. I have a class 6 in the morning, 9 o'clock, 10 a.m., 11, 12. People say, you crazy? I say, I'm crazy. That's okay. This is going to generate the data for me. So I realized that I can provide the service for everybody. But every person comes in a different times, it can want a different group. Mm-hmm. So what I did through the whole entire day, I create 10 types of environment that for sure will fit most people. So when the person comes right here, by the interview that I do on the first contact right here, I'm able to suggest and try this class.
So really quick, because I got to ask you had 300 members, which was unusual. Then you went to 500 members once you got to your second location, which was really the first location, just a separate space because you had a chiropractor in the room, and that was the only space available. How many members do you have right now? Because your space is amazing, and then McKenna show the space. So you show that in the B-roll later. But how many members do you have?
As today, after COVID, 750.
After COVID, post-COVID. So everyone watching, this is March of 2021. So we're about a year into COVID now. You have 750 active. What were you up to?
800.
You're up to 800. And what's your average student paying you here? Like 159, 169?
The ticket, let's put 175.
175. So you're doing really, really well. But I'm so impressed.
No, I don't do well, otherwise people are going to call me tomorrow and asking for money, so I'm doing okay.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. No, well, look, instead of calling him and asking for money, watch the rest of this because we're going to teach you how to make it yourself, okay? So I'm very impressed with all the things that you've done because when I look through, you are running the business like a business. And you have your people running the business for you. You got the right people doing the right things in the right areas. And you are the leader. You're leading the charge. And you're really holding your team accountable to growing the company. Like you said, I really care about the bottom line and how we get there. You guys have to figure that out when we get there. Talk to me about the marketing, the sales process. I mean, because to get that many members, you also got a lot of opportunity. So what's your marketing, what's your sales process like, and who does the sales, all that?
To tell you the truth, I fail in some steps of my business because usually when you do super well, number one, I never thought that I would come that far. Was never planned. Okay?
Yeah. So what did you think you were going to do? What was your plan?
My plan, I will make enough money. Me and my wife are going to be working a gym, and I'm going to make enough to pay my rent, and eventually I'm going to buy a little house, and I will survive.
Did you get a little bigger of a little house or big house?
Yeah. But but the whole entire I end up getting lost.
The marketing and the sales.
Marketing, yes. That I say that I fail is this: when you're doing well, you lack to get relaxed and forget part of the business. So I learned a lot in this last 1 year. And today I do better than I did a year ago. Even though I have less members, I collect more money and I make more money. Because things that I was lacking in the past, I'm doing right now. So when I say I lack the marketing, is this: I don't invest too much money on the marketing.
Yeah.
The reason, we are already doing well. I could invest in the market, yes, but market is very complicated.
Yeah.
Because number one, I would like to learn everything before I hire someone because I can question. I can just put my business in somebody else's hand and expect that they do the job.
It's one of the things we talk about on the podcast a lot is, a lot of business books will teach you, as an owner, you got to take your hats off and you got to put people in the right spots. But when you start a business, usually you do everything yourself in the very beginning. You do the bookkeeping, you do the sales, you do the customer service, you do the teaching, you do everything. But most people can't afford marketing in the very beginning, so they don't really do the marketing. So that's one hat they never take off. They just have to give it to someone when they finally have the money. But I always say, and we talk about it in the podcast quite a bit, I think a really good CEO really does understand marketing at a good level when they go to hire someone, because they can have good conversations. So when they are talking to a person that knows marketing, they know if that person's speaking from the truth or if they're making it up just because it sounds really good and maybe they think it's too complicated. Oh, fine, I'll just sign up. But also it's really good because we can create ideas together. And that's really good. I love when I sit down with somebody that really knows marketing, because their ideas and our ideas combined are just incredible. Works really, really well. So I like that you said that. So right now for marketing, I'm assuming most of your business is referrals and then the organic traffic that you get to your website, because you said you do that in a very unique way too, right?
Yes. Going back to what you say is this. My dad taught me this when I was young. You want to have a bakery that makes bread. First thing you learn, how to make the bread. Because you have to serve the bread at 6 in the morning. If the guy that makes the bread call you at 4 o'clock or he didn't show up, you're going to close your business and say, I can't sell bread today because I don't know how to make the bread.
Right.
You need to know how to make the bread.
Right.
First, everybody right here, with no exception, are replaceable, because I can do any job right here. I can sell better than anybody because I did this job before I asked them to do the job. Mm-hmm. Why? Because how am I going to correct if I don't know how to do it? Mm-hmm. So the market that I fail right here is this. I couldn't invest more money on Facebook, Instagram, but the demand that I have supply my expectation. And without this coronavirus, I was so focused on learning how to make my business run perfect, generate money instead, because before I was making more money, but I was spending more money.
Yeah.
Because again, you're doing well, you don't focus on little details. Now I'm focused on little details. Even, like the hours that they work, if I don't need it. So I cut a lot of expenses, but it's able to generate more money, because for me now, with each customer, they have, we call a ticket average. So the idea is to increase every year this ticket average by 10%. How increase this? Offer extra services, extra products, and things that
increase pricing.
But the thing is, this is a sport that I believe the loyalty is involved. The increasing price is possible, but sometimes because of nature, the boundary that you create with the people, they expect you to do the opposite. With the time that they stay, it goes lower.
Right.
Because they become your friends, they become a black belt, they help in a class.
Yeah.
So instead that I create this idea, I try to incentivize them to spend more money with seminars, with merchandise, with everything.
Right. You have a lot of good merchandise out there too.
Another thing that I always have right here, like I'm remodeling the school constantly. Mm-hmm. Every year and a half, I change everything. Like this year, we changed everything. Last year was all completely different in the front desk.
Yeah.
Why? Your customers feel appreciate and value when you reinvest your profit on them.
Right. And it's fresh. It feels new to them. It doesn't feel like the same place. I want to go. You started talking about the coronavirus, and then when it happened, you had to learn how to get through it, and then we went to something else. But I want to go back there because you showed me something interesting earlier. Kids couldn't wrestle and grapple with other kids, or they didn't feel comfortable. So what did you do in order to make sure kids can grapple with it?
I buy dummies.
You buy dummies. So McKenna, show the dummies real quick. Okay, so you bought these dummies. Is this something that people told you to do, or you just thought of it, or how did that work?
We have a group at Gracie Baja that we actually exchange ideas, the ones that succeed better, Mm-hmm. And somebody mentioned, and at the beginning somebody think was good, somebody was think it's not good, but you're in a business, okay? The only way that you're gonna find out is to try. Mm-hmm. A lot of people has great ideas, but they never put their ideas forward.
Yeah.
So I have the idea. I said, why? I will try. And I have to say, the first 3 weeks, the class was, because I have to do the registration, was all classes sold out. And then after 3 weeks, they start to become boring because you can't change the many things that you do when you do with the dummy. You know, so was a very challenge because coronavirus, you can have contact. You need to have 6 feet. And what I teach is contact sport. So it was very challenging because as much as you try to do single drills, I'm sorry, but it didn't work. It's like your kid goes on an online school, it's temporary, but nobody's happy to have the kids in an online school because it's not the same. You're gonna learn it's not the same. You know, so I was trying my best. Gracie Baja provide everything for us at the time, but I was in the back of my head trying to figure out what can I provide them different that will make them attend the class. So at that time, the panic was about cleaning. So if you check my videos on my website, I have tons and tons of treatments, and I start to buy even a machine that you can clean the floor and say how many germs you have on the floor. Why? Because this passed to the other people the sensation of safe. This place is safe. You know, I was trying not talk too much about the coronavirus, but I was focused how we can deal with this. If you keep clean, if you do this, if you do that. And that way makes me learn about my own clients. Because most of the time, business owner of this nature, they only care about the customer. The day they sign up, they're going to give you the money. And you care about him again when his credit card declined, then you call him, hey, my friend, how are you doing? You doing good? Yeah, so your credit card declined, can I have the new card?
And nothing in the middle.
So I learned that my customers is like my lifetime customers. So I have to treat them well and try to figure out the needs to be able to provide them. And 700 feet, I can't do by myself. I'm going to call one by one. I couldn't do it. So what I did, I create groups of text message of the people that come at 6 in the morning, people that come at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I put everybody in a group message. Hey guys, how are you? This is Professor. Today I'm going to teach this. I would love to have you guys in my class. I know you're going through hard times, but if you guys show up tomorrow, we're going to do this. We're going to keep the distance. Come like, you know, so I was trying to understand my customers' fear and my customers' need. Because by doing this, I was able, again, put the data and provide them what I did. And I did. I started to offer class that you do with only the same training party for 1 week. I start to do class that you can do with everybody because some people say, this is bullshit, I will do it. You know what I mean? So one thing to succeed, you have to learn your customer. Maybe my customer here is not the same mentality as your customer. You go to different areas, they have different ideas, they have different, you know, expectations. So I learn about my customer, and this helped us to go through, and now we're better.
Your studio, or your school is about 10,000 square feet. Which is about 4 times bigger than some of the Gracie Bajas I've seen. And 4 times bigger than your first Gracie Baja, right? Because it looks like about 2,500 square feet.
Yes, it was.
So when I go through the studio and I go through the tour, not only is you have a lobby that is beautiful and it's set up to sell and greet people well. You've got this office, you've got a few other offices for people to do sales. I'm assuming they can make sales calls and follow up. Great, so you have people doing sales calls throughout the day and follow-up calls, customer calls. I go down the hall, you got a men's room and a women's room. And the men's room is huge. The women's room is huge, and there's makeup, spots to do makeup, there's lockers. And then you go down further and you've got a sauna. And then you've got a whole area for kickboxing and stuff like that, because you offer that as well. And you just kept expanding and you kept listening to your customer. Like you said, I go, talk to me about the women's room. You go, well, a lot of our clientele is women, and this is how they get ready. And so we made this for them. And you're listening and you're paying attention. What do you think is the difference between you and the business owners that are struggling to get more than, let's say, 100, 150, 200 members? What's the difference?
It's hard to answer the question.
It's hard, but do your best.
Let's put it that way.
And you can, and you don't have to be nice.
I'm gonna use the words to you that I use. I remember.
Okay.
I have a meeting with Flavio. Flavio gonna remember this. Okay. I know this is not just go for Gracie Baja, but I'm for sure they're gonna watch. 2007, Okay? We opened the first school in Santa Ana, and they was teaching me. So I remember I sit right there, and I say to them, I say, listen, count 10 years for today. I'm going to sit on the same Starbucks right here with you. I'm going to have a very expensive car and a Rolex. They didn't say anything. Oh, okay, they left. They probably say, this guy's retarded, like new rich, the first thing they want to buy is a Rolex.
Yeah.
I said, no, I'm going to buy a Rolex because I always want to have a Rolex. My dad had a Rolex before. I want to buy one.
Yeah.
So you can ask this because they're going to say it's true. So I went to Chicago to teach a seminar. And it was exactly 10 years and, 6 months. But I bought the Rolex before. So I sit with Master and say, listen, I come here today because I'm going to take you to a very nice restaurant. And we're going to have a dinner because remember that I told you that I will buy my Rolex. I said, here's my first one. I have 3 more at home. So the idea, you have to put goals in your life. Life is about goal. Mm-hmm. But people try to make a super goal. Life is every day made by a micro goals. If you don't have micro goals, you're never going to reach a big goal.
So is that an example of a micro goal?
There's a micro goal.
Yeah. you got 3 micro goals.
Micro goals.
Yeah. What's your micro goal right now?
Huh?
What's your micro goal right now?
My micro goal? My next micro goal? I don't know, but now I'm buying a house this week, So
you bought a house this week?
Yeah, so that's another
So that's the one you
goal.
just did?
Yeah, we just did.
So now you got to set another one.
Huh?
Now you got to set another one.
No, I buy this one to live. I have another house, but I sold this one that I live. I'm going to move to a big one, which is a house that my wife always want to have.
Yeah.
So little by little, I'm able to I don't live a flashy life. I don't drive a Lamborghini or anything.
Yeah.
I'm not, I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah.
But I have a good life, and people have to understand. Because most people are going to say, but he mentioned about the Rolex. Most people that say the Rolex is a bullshit thing that you have is because they never have a chance to have one.
Yeah.
Things in life, the best things in life is the good things. Because the good things motivates you to work hard to get what few people can get. In my life today, I don't care about money anymore. Tell you the truth, I don't care about the money anymore. I know for a fact that even if I stop to work tomorrow, I'm going to have a good life for a long time. Because I was able to invest my money wisely. Mm-hmm. But one thing that I don't make me want to stop to work, and because, again, it's not the money, I want to conquer. And to conquer, there's only few people that do it. Some people are going to say, I don't want to have my wife say all the time, why you want to make so much money? I say, I want to conquer. I want people to look at me, if this guy did what few people did.
Yeah.
And some people just don't have this ambition.
You know why you don't care about if you lose the money? You could take all your money, you could take the school, people do that, but they can't take what's in your head. You could do this again, and you know that.
I know that.
That's why you don't care about losing it. I don't care about losing it either. I believe the same thing. I think once you learn what to do and how to do it, you know you can do it, you're not afraid of it because you know you can do it again. You can take chances.
Yeah, let's put it this way. Not in California, but let's say right here, okay? You buy a good house for $250,000. You buy even better for $500,000. You buy even better for $1 million, even better for $2 million, right? If your goal and you satisfy $250,000, which motivation you're gonna have to work hard every day? Mm-hmm. Which motivation you're gonna have?
If it's a house, you want the next house. You gotta keep moving up more and more and more.
So to get the $2 million house, I have to work more. I have to make the machine
10 times more,
produce more. Mm-hmm. If you ask I'm not going to say it's not a micro goal, but my goal in the future, because people always ask, you're not going to open a second school? You're not going to open another business? Yes, I will open not another second school. My next step from this one, I'm going to move one to 30,000 square feet, where I'm going to provide not just jiu-jitsu, but I'm going to provide lifting weight, CrossFit, swimming, everything. I'm going to make a complex. Why? Because I can put 5,000 people. Because the problem of my small business, the salary of the instructor on a big one is the same. So let's say the salary eats 20% of your revenue. The salary of the guy take 1%. So I can have a large facility and have 10, 20 guys doing the job, I still only lose 20% of my income, while the other guy have one and he does everything, I lost 30%, 40%. If I have multiple schools, I have to have multiple insurances, multiple leases. So the square foot goes smaller once you're big. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, when you go to open the gym, let me know because I might want to do it with you.
I almost opened last year, you know.
A gym or here?
This gym.
This
here.
gym.
But because of Corona, I give up. And then I buy the house.
Yeah.
I'm going to save the money again and I'll open the business next year. Probably.
Yeah. You got really good people out there that have been working with you for a long time.
Yeah.
And here's one thing that I want everyone that's watching and listening, because it's a podcast too, so you know. I want everyone to understand something. You play tough. I can tell you play tough. And I know you play tough with them. And I think a lot of people are afraid to play tough because you don't want to lose your people. But you've had one guy for 10 years. You've had another woman there. How long has she been there?
10 years.
Huh?
10 years. The husband and
10
wife.
years. Their husband and wife.
Yeah.
And so you have two people that live together. They could live together complaining about you, but they've both been here for 10 years. And I'm sure you got other employees that have been with you for years too, right? And they do their job and they do it well. And they were really nice when I came in and happy. So how do you play tough in your opinion? Because I know the answer, but I want to hear you and your way of doing it. How do you play really tough and at the same time have your people want to work for you?
You have a kid, right?
Yes, I have 4.
Okay, who's the toughest one on your kids? You. The toughest person
the toughest one on
your
kids.
Yeah,
me.
And
Yeah.
you love your kids, right?
Yes.
So that's the answer. You know,
Yeah.
I love them. Mm-hmm. I would not be where I am without my coworkers.
Yeah.
But when I come right here, I don't put myself, I'm above them. Because when I come right here, I'm on the mats, I'm not the owner anymore. I'm on the mats, I'm the professor. So I cannot be on my phone. I cannot do this. I cannot do something that they're not allowed to do it just because I'm the owner. No, the rules is for everybody, but not for me.
Yeah.
So they see me, I play the rule. Like today, we have a training at 10 a.m., competition training. Who do you think mopped the whole match today? It was my turn. I say, I do it. Everyone, no, I do it. No, it's me. I don't clean the school. I have a cleaning company that comes. But between one class and the other one, we mop, and I say, I'll do it. Everybody was looking at me and said, no, you think samurai. You know, I'm like a samurai.
Yeah.
I put myself on the same level that them. I don't put myself above. When it comes to be the boss, if they do something wrong, it is what it is. You know, you do something wrong. If you have an answer for this, that I'm wrong, that's okay. If you're not, just do again.
Yeah. You said for the samurai, right?
Yeah.
What book?
Huh?
What book did you learn that?
Did I learn this?
The samurai. The way the samurai works.
It's.
Was that Art of War?
Yeah, I read the Art of War for a long time. But the Art of War is more how you become a good leader.
Yeah.
It's a little different. But the samurai it's the history of a samurai. It's not a book or anything. The samurai is the one that does, he's capable to do everything. So why just because I'm the owner, I'm the black belt, I'll put you because you're blue belt, you watch the mat, you clean the mat and I'm going to watch.
Yeah.
I do because when they see me do it, they don't feel like if he does, that's a great leader. You want to, like, I have a very strong competition, adults team, okay? I come right here and train with them every single day, more than that. Why? If they see me at 42 doing this, they're going to say, man, I want to be like this guy. But if they see me right here, out of shape, fat, sit right there, don't train, they're going to be like me. Mm-hmm. Flavio is a good example of this. Flavio is the oldest one of the room. He beats everybody. He's the one who trains more. He's the one that does everything more. Why? Because he's the leader. That's the job of the leader. You have to inspire the other ones to be not like you, but better than you. You know? So you have to make them to look and say, I don't want to be like this guy. I want to be better than this guy. And today, people look at you and say, you know, this guy doing well, he screwed me. I'm not doing well because you do well. And that's not the truth. You know, the truth, everybody can do well. The society teach you dark, light and dark, evil and good. But in reality, it's not this. If I'm doing better, you should come to me and say, what can I do? That's why you do this podcast. What can I do to do better?
Yeah.
Instead, you say, why? I cannot do better. You know, everybody can do anything. You just have to want it.
I don't think anyone's born a good leader. I think you have to be a bad leader in the very beginning sometimes because you don't know, and then little by little you learn, and you learn from other leaders, you learn from books, or everything. Where do you think you learned most on how to be a good leader?
I was a horrible leader.
Most good ones were.
Me? I was a horrible leader.
Why? What made you a bad leader?
Number one, because I used to do everything with emotion. I didn't think before.
And like what?
If you push me, I punch you. It's not supposed to be like this. If you push me, I should ask you, why you push me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm a leader. I cannot just punch you because the other ones behind me are going to look this. They're going to say, whoa, that's how you answer when somebody pushes you.
Yeah.
So I learned how to become a leader with my own mistakes, falling and over again. And every time that I fall, I have to stand up. And the stand up is not hard. The shame that comes when you stand up. If you fell off on a nightclub, it doesn't hurt your knee. When it hurts your heart, because your ego, because everybody's going to look at you, idiot.
Yeah.
So I stopped to be a bad leader because I said, man, I'm screwing myself. Mm-hmm. Before I was not capable to give anybody a compliment because I have to give a compliment that I'm better than the guy. No, he's good, but I'm better. So this was actually, I was excessive confident. And for the fact I'm a competitor, I believe that was a good way to approach. But, you know, I learned little by little that I was become alone. You can't win the war by yourself. You need to have soldiers. And you have to have soldiers that at least think like you think. Because otherwise you're going to lose the war. Because if you go to the war right there tomorrow to fight for a cause, everybody have to be embracing the cause. If you just me embracing the cause, when they get there, if it's too hard, they're going to quit. You know, so I have to learn how to be a better leader to be able to have a good army behind me. Take me 10 years.
Have you had to fire people?
Yes, I did.
What would, talk to me about firing, what would make you fire someone right now?
We have rules.
Yeah.
Right here. When they you know, they have rules. And if they're not beneficial to my business, and they cost me more than they make me, why should I keep them here? Mm-hmm. It's business. Oh, but my friend, you know, I'm sorry, you want to go have a dinner, you want to have a lunch, I'll pay for your lunch. But you're going to be here, make me lose money, doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You have to separate the work from friendship. You're always going to become friends of your employees. Mm-hmm. And fire is not an easy task. Especially in this environment, because
you're so small and close.
Not just this, they all know everybody. They, you know, like right here, like they teaching the class right now. Maybe if I fire the teacher, the student is connected to the teacher, then you open across the street.
Yeah.
A similar business, you know. But I try not to fire people because most people here work for a long time.
Yeah.
But you have to do it.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And I never try to impose anything. I'm going to give you an example. In the past, I have an employer that came right here and asked me. He sit with me and asked me for a raise. And I asked him, yes, I will give you a raise. Give me 2 reasons that you deserve a raise. First reason, I'm reliable. I always show up on time. Second reason, I'm honest and a good person. My answer, you don't deserve the raise. Because that's your obligation.
Mm-hmm. That's why you have the job.
He looked at me like, what I say wrong? So he never, till today, he doesn't know why he didn't get the raise. If he came to me and say, no, I need the raise, because my job is to teach the class, besides the fact that I teach the class, I go once a week to them all, and I deliver flyers to try to bring business to you. He never gave me the answer. I give this as an example. Couldn't be any other thing. Couldn't be that he comes
anything extra on top of what he was hired to do that makes the company money.
Owe him money.
Right.
You're reliable and you're a good person. That's your obligation.
That's why you got the job.
That's why I got the job.
That's why you kept the job.
Like these people that work for me, I was super fair with them. I increased my revenue. I increased the salary. Mm-hmm. You know, because it's a cake. You can't eat the whole cake by yourself. You can't have the cake and eat the cake. I learned this in America, right? It's American.
At least not alone.
Yeah. So you can't. So you have to share. Most of the business owners, they don't want to share. Mm-hmm. You want to have a long-time employee, they're not going to leave you, pay them well, make them well, happy. Because if they're not happy, your environment is not happy.
Yeah. I want to be respectful of your time. You have to teach a class in about 10 minutes, right? So a couple more questions and then we'll go. When it comes to your numbers, how often do you look at your numbers as a business owner in order to make sure that your business is heading in the right direction?
It's a small business and I'm not that busy. I look every day, you know?
Yeah.
Like I go to them and say, listen, this month we're behind, so you gotta,
yeah.
You know? So they have their own tasks and everything right here is based on numbers. When I say numbers, not number of people, it's number of money.
Right.
You know, you pay your bills with the money. They're happy with the money. Everybody's happy with the money.
Because if they didn't do a great job at, like normal in getting more members, let's say they wanted to get 50 members that month and they only got 40, but they made it up by selling a lot more merchandise and overall the revenue's better, you're still happy because they found a way to hit the goal in revenue.
They make a percentage of my income. Mm-hmm. If I collect 100 grand, they collect X percent. Mm-hmm. So if you don't work hard today and you collect 70, it's 30% less that I collected, but it's 30% less that he collected.
Yeah.
So this business is supposed to be working automatically, like revolving automatically. So the idea of this type of business that you enroll the person on an ongoing a contract, and automatically the money comes every month. That's the idea. So what you have to do is to find a formula where this cycle lasts for a long time. Every 30 days they get charged. Like example, LA Fitness. How many people have a membership in LA Fitness that don't use and don't cancel?
Well, actually, I worked at LA Fitness for a while, and I know it's more than 60%.
I read this recently. 40% of the revenue of LA Fitness before pandemic, 40%, was based on the clients that pay every month, but they don't use.
Yeah.
So what happened when the pandemic hit, they try to keep everybody charged, but they get to a point that they have to stop.
Yeah.
So when they stop, 40% didn't reactivate their accounts. I don't use. I never cancel because I'm lazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they lost because they have the formula. They make the cycle goes for years and years and years. But Corona broke the cycle. Mm-hmm. So what you have to do right here, we're not a big as LA Fitness, and our charge is 4 times LA Fitness. Mm-hmm. So when a person sees on a credit card $200, they whoa. If I don't use, I will cancel. LA Fitness, $29 next month.
Yeah. I might use it. I might use it. Yeah.
So what I have to do right here, the formula is to find ways to don't let the cycle broke.
Right.
So it's no reason for next month be less than this month. It's supposed to be more.
It should always be more.
So I'll always be more. If they don't do anything, they will keep. If they don't do anything, if you don't sign one student.
As long as you do great
you just
service.
call those ones that don't come right here, those ones that are delinquent, and make those ones that come every day feel comfortable. Why they will not come back?
Yeah.
You see, we finished the kids class right now. You're going to see a line of kids right there with their hand like this because my coach give it to them a candy because they did well. Those ones that don't do well, they don't get the candy. I didn't start with this. With them, why they start this? Because I realized by doing this, we have more kids on a class.
Yeah.
The kid goes to the class, hey, I love this place. After the class, they give me candy. We don't give like candy. They buy more like light things. But that's what makes the cycle work.
Yeah.
Maybe this works in your school, maybe not, but on mine it works.
Yeah, you figured something out.
They figured out.
Yeah.
Why? Because I keep telling them, hey, look like that the kids are. Look at the kids that have a little, you know. Let's show them.
They're waiting.
They're waiting. Eating. They're waiting. Again, it was something that we didn't plan, but they realized, you know, this keeps the kid. Do it. Yeah. So you have to find your formula. You know, some people are going to be every Saturday you'll offer a coffee.
See, and that's the kind of stuff that I wanted to make sure that this episode covers. You know, in gyms, in fitness studios, in martial arts schools like this, what happens is somebody that is an expert in the craft, like jiu-jitsu, right? Somebody that is a great jiu-jitsu student, becomes a purple belt, black belt, whatever, and now they go, I'm going to open a business because I'm good at this and people like me and I'm a good teacher. And they open up their own business. And now they go, I'm going to do great because I'm a good teacher and it's a good sport and I believe in it and people love it, so I'm going to do great. But what I think a lot of people don't realize is once you open a business, you're no longer a jiu-jitsu teacher. You're no longer a jiu-jitsu professional. You're a business owner and your business provides jiu-jitsu services. And you've got to build a team and a company and a process that allows the company to serve this. And you as a leader need to make sure that team is executing at all levels, not be a great teacher only. And I think when a lot of people do this, they start wondering, why isn't it working? And they start blaming things outside. Oh, the market's not good. My employees are lazy. The marketing's not working. Customers are quitting because they don't have the money. And it's always something else, but it's never, that one person. It's always
everything that goes wrong right here is my fault.
It's your fault. And everything on me is me. 100%.
Why? But he didn't sell the membership. He didn't call. It's my job to make sure he calls. It's my job. I'm the boss. I don't call. But I have a system right here. Like example, I record every phone conversation that they have with the customer. And everything, it's on a computer. If you call, your call ID, I can pull in every single one, okay?
Right.
So, example, your customer, you call me, hey, I cancel my membership through the phone. When you call, this day, hold on. I have a phone call right here. Oh, I'm sorry, I was thinking, I said that they pay. So, you have to have the answer for your customers. Mm-hmm. Because it doesn't matter how right you do the things, your customer always correct. And you have to prove it to them that they're wrong, that they say, yes, I agree. Mm-hmm. So this is a service. I'm not a lay fitness that have thousands and thousands and thousands of locations and millions. We're not. This is a small business.
It's very relational.
That requires to have a personal approach for everything.
Right.
Okay, the kid got hurt today, not me, but somebody have to call the kid tomorrow and see if the kid did well. Mm-hmm. The lay fitness cannot do this.
Right.
But when it becomes to a small business, we provide a service. Okay. So if you provide a 3-star service, and your neighbors provide 5-star, if my meal, you came right here at 4 o'clock, I have a question. Was it smelling good? It smelled clean?
Oh, yeah. It did.
Or it smelled like a jiu-jitsu school?
Yeah, it smelled clean in here.
Didn't smell like a jiu-jitsu school.
It felt clean.
You will never come right here and have my school, even after class, it smell like a jiu-jitsu martial arts gym. The reason, because if she comes right here tomorrow, first day, if she want to put her kid right here, and she goes like, oh my God, she will never come back.
No.
I was not able to provide the customer service that I should provide to her.
Especially if you can do something about it.
People don't care about this. I care about little details that people don't care. I take the towel every week. I go on every surface. And if it's black, I say to the company, say they don't clean the window. It's my job to do this. Of course, if I was a lay fitters, I'm going to hire somebody else. But why am I going to pay somebody to do this? I can't do it. Mm-hmm. But I do this quality control for everything.
Yeah.
A lot of times I'm going to meet you on the street. Hey, can you do me a favor? Can you call my school right here from this number right here and ask information to see how long they take to get back to you? Can you send an email? I ask my friends to do it. Why? Because I want to make sure they do the job. People don't care about this. Do you care how your customer answer the phone? How your staff answer the phone? Hello? No, hello. Thanks for calling. Your call is very important to us. How may I help you? Mm-hmm. So it's their job to do this. If you don't check if they do it, I do check. I don't micromanage it. I don't do it. But I manage it.
Trust but verify.
Closely. Mm-hmm. It's different than micromanaging. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's managing. I think a lot of people have a hard time differentiating managing and micromanaging. There's micromanaging and there's managing.
Micromanaging, I ask you, say, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you call this guy? And after 5 minutes, I call you back, say, did you call the guy?
Yeah.
This is micromanaging.
Right.
And a lot of a small business like this, that's how they operate.
Yeah.
If you're going to have this job to call the guy every 5 minutes to see if they call, do your job in your own. Don't hire anybody.
Just do it.
Hire somebody to teach the class and you call the guy.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be on the mats.
Okay.
Listen, that's okay. I have people.
make sure.
I don't have to teach.
Just
You know?
want to be respectful.
I teach because I like it, because I have to beat everybody in the class.
Keep that, by the way.
You
Keep
know, I
that.
don't have to teach. I teach because I like it.
So I want to ask you because I want to know. I've read a lot, and it sounds like you've read a lot too. Yes, you like reading books on business and stuff. I've read a lot, and I can usually tell a person by the books that they've read, and I think it's good for other people. Maybe they want to hear where your thinking comes from. What are some of the books that you've read that you feel were really impactful to you?
I have a book. There's a bunch of books, but since I give you a long list, I'm going to give one.
One.
Traction.
Yep.
Traction will change your
The
life.
EOS system.
Yes. Because everything is a system.
Now, who told you to read Traction? Something that came from somewhere. Where did you hear about it?
I have friends that do business. Some of my friends, I don't remember someone. But I have a very successful friends back home in Brazil, here, they do well. And you want to try to relate yourself to successful people, right? I don't want to relate to a guy and learn a guy how to do. Example, Brazilian guys that come right here. They want to learn how to go around the system. No, you don't go around the system. You follow the system. So what I did was I follow the people that's successful. They read this book, I read, and I implement something here and there, and it helps. It's not much secret. Again, people always think I'm that busy. Today I don't even work that much anymore because the work.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be here even if I'm late. I don't say a word. At 6:31, they're gonna come right here. I'm gonna say this. They're gonna go right there.
So hey, I'm really appreciative that you took the time. I'm so thankful I came out here. I'm thankful to Flavio because I like meeting people like this. It's I get to work with a lot of people in the industry, and not everyone, and because you are dealing with it too. You see other people in business. Not everyone's as motivated as you are, and not everyone's as determined, and also aware that you got to enjoy it too and getting there. So when I get to meet with someone like you. I think you mentioned it. I do the same thing. I want to continue being around those people in whatever way. So even if we don't work together, which I think we will, but even if we don't, I want to somehow get together with you once or twice a year and get drinks or something and kind of hear what you're up to.
I'm probably going to go to Arizona in May anyways.
In May?
Yeah.
That's too late. That's like 2 months. What do you think wait 2 months for? You can fly out. You come back in May again.
For sure.
Yeah? Okay. Guys, I hope you liked this episode and this conversation as much as I did. I love this guy. Thank you so much for watching, for tuning in, and thanks so much, man, for coming on the show.
My pleasure. Thank you.
We'll see you guys next week.